Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? This is Brian, or as you may know me, Scratching VA. I'm not going to restart the video just for that slip up. I have so much on my mind right now. I apologize for the dryer going in the background. Hopefully that doesn't affect what you hear. That is my salvation for the moment. Beautiful, beautiful coffee. So a lot of things going on. Sherry, my fiance, is off to the hospital because today is her father's heart surgery day. Been a long time coming. He had a heart attack back in November and has had several complications since, trying to get it stable and under control. I mean, for the most part, he's fine. He's been, back and forth to the hospital, but he's been home for most of the time. But today, they go in and do some internal rearranging. So hopefully that goes the way it's supposed to go. Figured I'd try and do this now. My niece tried to do this video yesterday and she was going to be in it, but the phone screwed up and somebody called, and every time I tried to do it, it just wouldn't work right. So we'll try it again today. And it might be a little lengthy before it's all said and done, so bear with me, please. And please stick with me. I really appreciate it. I just realized my light's not on the camera. Oh well, I think we can see. So, yeah, my niece was eating lunch yesterday and I was trying to do this, and she was going to tell you to get in the book and the whole thing. So, I want to do a book. I've talked about a book. A few people have said they were interested in doing a book. That's the book. Well, that's not the book. That's the ticket of the book I want to do. I haven't gotten any input from other people as to what book they want to do or what cost point they want to do. Just a couple people said they would do a book if I did a book. So hopefully that's still the case. So we're going to try this. Now, in doing this, I'm reaching out and humbling myself and asking for some help. I've mentioned this in a few videos before. I don't like to get super personal, and I know this is probably the wrong group of people and community to go seeking any type of help or understanding from in my particular set of circumstances. I love a good lottery ticket as much as anybody else. It's just not something that's really in my budget right now, but I do want my channel to maintain itself. So I want to be able to do things with you guys to keep you entertained and interested till that changes. I've mentioned my vehicle. I finally got a vehicle after about a year. Once I got it running, it has presented me with multiple other problems, and I still don't have it. It's registered, and it's insured, and it's titled. I'm getting ready to pay the second month's insurance on it. Still haven't driven it a mile. So there's more money going to be put into that than I can afford. But I can probably work that out. We've had this toddler here since November, since before Thanksgiving. And it's family, and I love her to death, and part of me really hopes that she stays here and doesn't go anywhere, because that's probably what's best for her. I think you guys have seen her a couple times. If not, I'm sure you will. I'm not going to bother her right now. She's quietly watching Mickey Mouse, probably going to take a nap. But she's expensive. When we took her in, all we had was a carrier that her mother was using as a car seat, which is not right. It has to have a base. So I broke down and bought her a convertible car seat that'll last her probably the next 5 or 6 years at least. Or until she doesn't need one. Oh, thank God the dryer shut off. So there's that. She has that. Just the extra expense of being here, me not being able to leave the house to go do any work, or a vehicle to do it. That means me and the child are here all day. The heat's on, or the air's on, or the TV's on, and there's more food being eaten here. It adds up. So it tends to put a burden on, an extra burden on us. So what I'll try and shorten this up. I mentioned a couple of years ago, not a year and a half ago, our heat pump went out. We submitted it to the insurance. Insurance approved it, and they approved the estimate for $47.50 for a new heat pump and air handler. But when they they were going to send the first half up front to give to the company, let them do the work. Then they would release that second half, and I could take that to the company, and that would pay off the whole thing. Well, out of the first check, they took $1,000 off for the deductible, $800 off for the depreciation value of the equipment we have in place now, which is defective. So instead of half of $47.50, they sent a check for $800. So for over a year, I've struggled to come up with an extra $1,600 just laying around to give them that, so we could get our air and heat fixed. We've been running emergency heat the last 2 winters, which is tripling our light bill in the wintertime. Don't really have a choice. Even if we try and keep the thermostat on like 66 or 68 or somewhere in there, when it's 20 degrees outside, it's going to run. So that, and with this new kid being here, it kind of puts a strain on our own daughter, who's 9. And I've mentioned that she dances. She takes dance classes, has for a couple of years. She's really, really good. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason they haven't thrown her out to class yet, because she's really, really good. She learns good. She's accurate. Blew my mind at the recital last year. I mean, I was crying, which I'm fairly emotional at times anyway, but that kind of did it for me, because, that's my little baby, and she's not a baby no more. Thankfully, she still lets me read to her at night, though, before she goes to bed. We're not reading Cat in the Hat and teddy bear books anymore. We're reading Nancy Drew and Amelia Bedelia. Stuff a little more age appropriate, but it's still our time. So her dance class tuition, I'm able to pay on a monthly basis, but it's gotten away from me. Between late fees and the 2 classes that she takes every week, I managed to pay $258 last week on it, but it's still at like $508. And I need to get that down before June, because June is the recital, and if it's not completely paid off by then, she can't perform in the recital. And she'll have 2, possibly three routines in the recital, at least 2. This is something she loves. This is something that I want her to be in long term. If I had not gotten behind from not being able to work with no vehicle, it would be fine. It would be current. But it's just we're getting swallowed up, and I really need help with those 2 things. I have a page on a website, not GoFundMe, but You Caring. And Andy VHB and Sexy Kenny were kind enough to, make a video about that once, and a lot of people said nice things, and but it never really made any movement. It didn't even hardly get shared much, which is my biggest thing. If you can't help, just share it, so maybe somebody that can will. In my personal life, I do tons and tons and tons of things for people, all the time. I run an online auction every week through Facebook. I have 3,600 members in my group, and I used to be like the #1 top dog in the area doing it. I've kind of slipped back now, where the quality of my things isn't that good, because I just can't do the work without the proper tools. So I need to get that back in check, and once my vehicle's straight and I can afford to make some moves, that'll fall into place pretty easily. But in the meantime, these 2 looming things are over top of my head, and really, putting a chokehold, better term, on family. it'd just be really nice to get some help with these. Like I said, with my group and having so many people, there's a lot of things I get my hands on that I personally won't sell. I don't sell toys, I don't sell clothes, I don't sell utensils and cookware. I mean, unless it's something exquisite, but small appliances, things like that. I've got different people that I call on to give those things to that can easily distribute them to people that need them. Not to be resold, to be given to people that need them. So, I mean, I push out, several truckloads of stuff at least every couple months worth, of stuff for people to have for families that need it. I mean, if I had to put a number on it, definitely thousands of dollars a year worth of stuff. That I could sit and sell and go have yard sales or take to the flea market. But my focus is in a different direction with what I do. So, I try my best to do and give as much as I can in as many ways possible. That's kind of why this kid's here. There wouldn't be anybody else aside from the state that would have her if it wasn't for us. And she's too sweet and innocent of a little girl for that. So she is here. As challenging as it may be sometimes, she is here. And here's where she will stay. So I did some math. And this is probably not the lone solution to my problem. But this is the book I want to do. 20 Times the Money. It's one of our least complex games. It's a matching number game. There's a couple symbols. It's a bag. And I got 10% left on my battery, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. The bag is auto win. $100 bill is $100. 10 or 20x is 10 or 20 times the money. Aside from that, it's just a matching number game. It's 1 and 3.44 are the odds. So I was going to ask $10.50 a spot to anybody who wants to get in. That 50 cents a spot for a whole book will add up to $15. Part of that will just cover the time I have to spend, doing the book and going and getting it. A little bit of gas, stuff like that. But that's not going to put a dent in what I really need for anybody that might truly be interested or care. I did the math. It would take me 106 group books to make up the $1,600 I need for the heat pump to take to Lynn Jarrett Heating and Air. And if nobody believes me, they can call Lynn Jarrett Heating and Air in Petersburg, Virginia, and ask to speak to Charles Barr, and he will tell you all about my account and my heat pump. And you can call and look up Deborah's School of Dance on Boyd and Plank Road in Dinwiddie, Virginia. If anybody cares to fact check, and make sure that I'm being upfront and honest, because I totally am. So, but this would start to help a little bit. If we can get some books going, and $10.50 a spot isn't a big deal for you, maybe it'll help at least work on the dance thing. I am going to put a link to my U-Caring page in the description, just in case anybody's interested. And there she is. She is now up and about and trying to tear down the gate. Say hi, Ember. Hi. Say hi. Hi. Okay. She's so tired. I need to go put her to bed. So let's do this real quick before my phone dies and screws up my whole video. So we're looking for 14, 23. This is probably not the best thing to scratch this with. I gotta find my other thing. 14, 23, 34, and 27. 12, 22, 45, 24, 29. There's a 14 right here. 3, 36, 7, 27, 6, 35, 31, 38, 13, 1, 47, 11, come on, man, 39, and 32. So I don't think, nope. So this one's not a winner, but that doesn't mean a bunch of other ones aren't. I hit 100 on this ticket myself on a video that's on my channel somewhere. It says surprise scratching Saturday or something. So let me know what you want to do. This is the book I want to do. I can get them today, If it happens that quick, tomorrow, if it takes a week, that's fine too. Let me know. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And anybody, willing to not criticize me and help maybe would mean the absolute world to me. Peace, guys. Later.